I'm a rising sophomore at Leland High School, and for my starter project, I built the Minty Boost phone charger. And I built this charger. The process of building it introduced me to the components of electronics, and that knowledge helped me build my main project. And my main project is the self-balancing robot. I chose this because of all the hype of the hoverboards, and I wanted to do something similar, like a Segway. So that's why I built it, and I can give a quick demo on the ground. So as you can see, it could try to balance, and it moves a little bit, and that's because the code is not perfect. But every day as I was in BlueStamps, I improved on it. And the way this works is that there's one microcontroller inside the robot called an Arduino, and that controls all the movements. And that's connected to a gyro, which can detect a change in angle. So whenever the robot detects a change in angle, it sends info to the Arduino, and then the Arduino tells the motor to speed up so that it can reverse it and make itself upright again. And that's the concept of how I made this work. But a big challenge I had was coding, because when I came into BlueStamps, I had very little coding experience. I had to do a lot of research on my own, find out what other people did when they built their robots, and just learn how to work with the Arduino. I started out with making a simple LED light turn on to trying to create a balancing robot. And for a future modification, I think that I definitely will be adding a wireless remote control that would work with XVs, so I could, make this robot move forward, move backwards, left and right. And I think that if my time was not constrained at BlueStamps, since I was a 3-week student, I would have made that work, and I do have the materials to do that. So that's something for me to consider. And coming into BlueStamps, I knew very little about the electrical components of how everything works. My starter project really introduced me to engineering as a whole, and I used that knowledge to build upon my main project. And I really like BlueStamps in the way that it's not a class, it's hands-on, and you get the experience of what you're trying to learn. And that's it. Thank you. I'm open to any questions.
I can make my robot work on 4 wheels or 2 legs, and it can balance, right?
Yeah.
So why you want to make it move on 2 wheels and balance? What's the practical application you want for this one?
Yes, well, the practical applications, you can make fun vehicles with it. You can definitely make it perform certain functions, such as be a servant for you, like yeah.
Can I have a simple explanation how you make the controller to control the robot to keep balance?
Oh, a controller?
Yeah, how to keep it in balance?
Oh, for the robot?
Yeah.
So
the algorithm of there's some theory about it.
So I thought that the microcontroller would receive an angle, and that angle would be converted into a speed for the motor to turn. So that's how the basic theory that I had to make this robot balance.
Can you make it work for unbalanced, uneven floor?
I can't do that yet, but I've never tested it on uneven floors, so that's something to consider in the future.
So can you explain how gyro sensor works?
Oh, okay, so a gyroscope, what it does is detect a change in angle. So, for example, this would be 45 degrees, this would be 90 degrees, and at upright it would be close to 0.
So you mentioned the hoverboards. Do you think you'll be able to make your own?
Definitely, because a hoverboard requires also a bit of human balance. It's not completely relied on a computer. Basically, the computer just knows when to go forward and backwards. I've never tried it, but I can work on that.